Hello, beautiful, amazing world, and you, individual out there. Today, I would like to speak about, actually in a little picturesque manner. You are the pillar of the world temple. When you, especially, have awoken as an individual, as a true individual, when your heart have become open to moral and ethic inclinations, and being able to behave around human beings how you want to behave, how you feel it's important to behave. You are building on the world temple. By being yourself, no matter what, by truly sitting in your own presence and knowing who you are as an individual, as a human being, as who you are supposed to be contra who you are told to be. You are building on the world temple. Of course, building on the world temple is not only just being, it is also doing. Every single strengthening of different faculties requires repetition and practice. As I have said earlier, it's like learning the alphabet as a child. It was one hell of a painful ride. But when you have gone through it, it is second nature. It's the same with thinking, feeling, and willing. Of course, you can't grab onto the will impulse directly like that. You need to have thinking, and when you are using your mind to build pictures, for example, use symbols, you can affect your feelings, which then affects your will. It's important to have faith, patience, and trust in the higher realms for this. You can't have doubts. Of course, doubts comes, but to overcome them is also part of the process. The doubts often, I call it the wall, the god of hindrances that is within us constantly. When you can overwin the gods of hindrances in an argument, in a conversation with yourself, you are on a good way to become that pillar. It's the future world temple. For every brick we put in that temple here today, making it beautiful, beautifying it, and also making it sturdy, strong, because people are always trying to pick apart that temple. You build temple, and they pick apart. Build temple, and what happens? The temple becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And you reach a certain point where they are not able to remove bricks and blocks anymore. It's too sturdy. And then they have to scheme. This has happened in every age, with more or less every spiritual teacher that has been of a new kind. We're so used to end up in special circles and reject everything that comes along outside of it. But the thing is, we are in constant change with new impulses and new introductions to ways of living. To be awake to it and to integrate it and to find out for yourself what's important to you, what's important to this world, what's important to your culture, what's important to the world culture. Borders, countries, tribes, groups, families. The age of the blood, the age of tribalism is over. The age of the individual is beginning. And it is about high time every individual is starting to take responsibility in how we behave. We have been taught that what we are is what we are. We can't change it, we can't be someone else, of course you can't be someone else, but you can ennoble and purify and strengthen who you are and your values and your inclinations. you can also open yourself up to a certain receptive enjoyment of what's around you in all its forms and facets. It only is based on how much imagination you have as a human being, which also can be trained. Visualization, listening to audiobooks and spiritual teachings and visualize with them what they say. They then infuse you with new knowledge. And the more you are here listening to it, the more you absorb it directly to your soul, remembering as much of it as possible. If you only are half aware when you listen to such things, you will only remember small things of it. But if you are here, the more you become aware here, the more you can absorb memory-wise. And the more you get in your memory, the more you can remember of your day, the more you can extract the knowledge and wisdom out of the day, what you learned, what you have become more of in. And believe me, if you are awake a whole day, the day is long. It's like experiencing a week in a day. Okay, maybe longer. Just symbolically speaking. Because we don't drift anymore. You don't distract yourself anymore. Because you enjoy your presence and you enjoy life and the process of it. Life is alive. Life is changing, forming, shaping, moving. Not a cell in your body stands still. That means your consciousness, your etheric body, your astral and your physical body don't stay still either. And when you become as formable as your body and everything, you become lighter, you become more receptive to new knowledge, you become open to listen, you become a more understanding human being, you open up true heart love, and you remove erotica, the demon. Sex has nothing to do in the forefront of our consciousness and culture. It is sacred and is highly personal. I don't speak about that whatsoever for myself, if anyone wondered. It is super sacred, and it is only for me and for whoever the future might hold, I suppose. I will not speak more about that. That is my opinion, and I will not go into that again. But purifying so that you are above your waistline when it comes to living. You are feeling in your whole body and no sexual erotic emotions. Because then you can see a human being for what it is. For what a human being is. Not an animal, not a mechanical process, not a sex symbol, not a piece of meat. It's a human being. And you feel and you know that underlying that human being, they have their path, their development, and their responsibility for that development. Every single day, every single moment is an opportunity to wake up to this. What do we want for the future? What should we build for the future? What can we share with other human beings? Because when we cultivate these skills, we know it is useless to have it for ourselves, to hoard it. This is world knowledge. This is knowledge for everyone and should not be hidden. And yes, we do have some individuals in this world that is a little cray-cray, that is a little out of proportions when it comes to living. But we, as temple builders, should keep building that temple even though they are breaking it down. And we should show compassion because we know that everyone is in their own level of development and know that everyone is given what is needed and what should be overcome and what should be accepted for what it is. There are many different things and individualized and diverse happenings, people, animals, forms on this planet. And to know that every single thing here is living side by side with us, and to know it. You will focus on the more positive, the more optimistic things, the things that helps, contra those things that is breaking us down, showing despair, distracting us, making us feel more or less ill inside. That's the distractions, the drifting. They want you to focus on this and this and this. But focus on what's important. Focus on the love. True love might actually feel like flirting in many ways, but it is not. It truly is. I show my care for you as another human being. And it's emerging. It's hard to explain this, but it's a feeling. And once I actually woke up to this, I just can't stop doing it. It's like, no matter who disagrees with me, I know that I have constructive and healing wisdom and knowledge that I can share, so that others can go and find out for themselves. Find out this beautiful, wonderful journey we have. The more that wakes up to the individual and to morals and ethics, and not narcissism and egotism, it is like this is the picture. You suck in every single intention from everyone and everything you have given out in unconsciousness. Focus on yourself to build up the inner faculties and strengths you need, and then shine it out again. But now you are not disconnected yourself. You are streaming out from the center. Do you see where I'm coming from here? You have not forgotten yourself at the same time as you are in the world. It's a beautiful picture. That is the analogy here, in a sense. I think this was everything. Yes. Thanks everyone for listening to me. May the divine and Christ and the spiritual hierarchy and God guide us all on the path, on this beautiful journey to future development and love and brother and sisterlyhood. Love you all. Thank you. Goodbye.